Growing up without our parents was a rough experience, but the worst happened when my brother got into drugs.
He spent all our savings to purchase drugs.
Isolated himself from his family members, and spent most of his time with his friends.
Wow, I did high as I did like this.
He got into many drugs from pills to weed, syrup, and he injected himself. He became very violent and got into trouble. He spent days outside without coming home. The drugs began to eat him gradually. It was painful seeing him lose his mind, but it was more painful when we lost him forever.
Stay safe. Don't do drugs. This is Narco Tales.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Narco Tales, the show where the realities of addiction and the resilience of recovery come to life. I am your host, Ijiga Victoria, and together we will uncover the raw, unfiltered stories behind substance abuse, the struggles, the breakthroughs, and the incredible strength it takes to heal. Each episode is a journey into the heart of transformation, reminding us that even in the darkest moments, hope is never out of reach. Welcome to the show, Kenneth.
It's a pleasure to be here.
I'm happy to have you on the show. Please, can you introduce yourself?
My name is Kenneth. I'm the current executive director of Unity International Foundation. I serve as a consultant for the Senate Committee on Drugs and Narcotics. I serve on the Presidential Committee for Elimination of Social Vices in Secondary and Tertiary Institutions in Nigeria. I serve on other boards and other committees in Nigeria and in other countries.
Oh,
Thank you for the opportunity.
Oh, nice to have you, Mr. Kenneth. A young and brilliant young man like you. What were the circumstances that led you into the use of substance?
So there are a lot of risk factors that can lead someone into using substances. But I think for me, my own circumstance, when I look back in retrospect, when I was in SS1, I think, yeah, SS1. Growing up, I had been a prefect from JS1 to SS1. I was always the good kid.
Okay.
And there was that's JS3 holiday, that long break. I think my family went to the UK, went for vacation. As we came back, the school, I don't know what happened in the school. The school was like, they gathered all the prefects in one room for meeting. They didn't invite me.
Okay.
So what's going on? Then after that, I brushed it off. Then the next thing, on assembly next week, they now announced prefects and they didn't announce me. I was like, that was one of the triggers. I was like, me that has been a good boy all my life. Is this the reward I get for being good all my life? Okay. So let me now be the bad boy. So I said, I will be the bad boy. And I said, I will not just be the bad boy. Everything that makes someone be bad, I want to exemplify that. So I was consciously working to be bad. So it was an act of rebellion.
Wow.
So I wanted that if you walked inside the room, you don't have to know, just, this boy is a bad boy. So everything that captures the essence of being bad, I started going after it consciously. So all the boys that were bad in my school started being their friends. I always be with them. Say, you people always get, yes. I wanted to be that. Any habit that would show that we were bad, coming late to class, not dressing well, sagging, everything. I said, since they don't want me to be the good boy, let me be that boy. And along the line, I met someone that was using substances. I was using, I think, marijuana at that time. And I began to practice.
Wow. So the feeling of being left out of each of these experiences you had in your secondary school made you want to, try out substances. So what, if I may ask, what were those substances you experimented, the ones you started with?
I think most, the basic substances that you'd have in secondary school, you would usually see, it will always be the very basic marijuana and other substances, because there are substances that can be found in the environment that can be used. Yes.
You never had experience with any other one?
No, that was where we started from.
Okay.
I had experimentations with cough syrup at that time.
Yeah.
And some alcohol, cigarettes. That was it. We were just moving from there. So I used to also be into arts, performing arts. I used
Okay.
to be on TV since I was in primary school.
Okay.
So there was sometimes I had to focus.
Okay.
Can't be disoriented
All right.
sometimes. So I was always moving between those things.
Okay.
Yes. But growing up in the north, I was not really too much interested in alcohol.
Okay.
But I did try alcohol 1 or 2 times, sometimes casually.
Okay.
Apart from taking substances, also about the time you take the substances.
Okay.
If you take the substance early in the morning, it's different from when you take it at midnight.
Exactly.
If you take it in
Okay.
the afternoon, it's different from when you take it 1 a.m. or
Okay.
8 p.m. And in the circumstance you take it, if you take it in a relaxed state, in a secure environment, it's different from when you take it on the street where your heart is beating.
Okay.
So they're all different experiences depending on the way you take it and the quantities you take it.
Okay. So for you, what quantity did you start with?
1 wrap of this thing, cannabis. As at that time, 1 wrap, 1 wrap, 1 wrap, 2 wraps. And back then, I didn't like smoking, so we used to ingest it. We used to swallow it.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
or you can use it to make tea or something, so you can just be relaxed. Yes.
So when you talk about using it to take it, that means you take yours mostly in the morning or at night?
No, in the morning.
Okay.
Maybe towards noon. Not really early in the morning, because you say morning now, you're talking, you just wake up. Where's it? Drink your tea and you move out. But I would say like maybe close to noon.
Okay.
And the effects would probably hit coming about 3 or 4 hours time.
Wow.
Yes. The first time was I remember that day.
Okay.
There was this gentleman, his name, I will not say his name for obvious reasons.
Okay.
But he's late right now.
Wow.
So it was one of the reasons we started reaching out to people in danger of drug abuse. Yeah. So that day he just brought this substance to me. I was like, this is it. He said, you've taken it before. I was like, yeah, I've taken it before. So he gave it to me. I was wondering, how do you take it? He's like, I don't know how to take it. I said, I know now. I asked him, how are you taking it? He said he's going to eat his own. I said, okay. So he ate his own. Wow. Then I think it was like in the evening around night prep, I just heard a sound like ta 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 ta. I was like, Konji, what's happening? Okay. It's like my head was going down and it was coming up, and the like involuntary muscle spasms on my stomach. Okay. And he was sitting behind me, so he knew what was happening. He started laughing, and that day I just left the class. I tried to stay in class. This was like night prep. I think it was like 8 p.m. was like night prep. Okay. I tried to stay in class. I could not really stay. I just left class to stay somewhere to the end of prep. Then he came to come and tap me like, let's go back, let's go and get, because in our school we used to eat. Our school that time we had 5 meals. Okay. So the last meal for the day is by 10 p.m. Wow. So he now came to come and tap me, let's go and get nightcap. Wow. So we went to go and get meal, then went back to the in the morning. So
subsequently, how were you able to, assess this thing? Did you continue that lifestyle with your friend or on your own?
Subsequently, he had someone that used to bring it for him.
Okay.
So I used to get it for the person. I spoke to the person too, that the person could get for me too. Okay. And the person started bringing to me for school.
Wow.
And they just continued for a while. But unfortunately, that person is late now. He was an Italian Nigerian. Was very big, very troublesome. Okay. One of the most the funniest and the most narcissistic person. Wow. May his soul rest in peace. Okay. Rest in peace.
Thank you very much. Let's take a quick pause right here. Don't forget to follow Narco Tales and leave a review. We'll be right back.
I was the head boy in my primary school, senior prefect and best graduating student in my secondary school, but drug abuse almost ruined my life.
I was on an average of 2 grams of cocaine per day.
I was taking 8 ampoules of pentazosine daily.
European shisha, cocaine.
I became a user, a dealer, and a gangster.
I saw other users drowning. I knew I didn't want to be like them, but I was already trapped.
My family disowned me.
My employment was terminated.
I sold my car, sold my house. I'll go out well-dressed and return shoeless, shirtless in exchange for drugs.
I was seeing things that were not real, and I once stabbed myself because I felt something crawling under my skin.
I contacted NDLEA and started therapy.
I spent 3 months in therapy.
I spent 8 months.
It's easy to relapse, but your mind has to be stronger than the cravings.
Drugs does not love you. You are not the one using drugs. Drugs are the one using you. Say no to drug abuse.
Welcome back. Just before the break, our guest was sharing something really powerful about his journey into substance dependence. Let's get back into it and hear more. Thank you, Mr. Kenneth. Before we went on that short break, you were telling us your experience, the experiences you had in your secondary school, and how your friend led you into that. So now we want to know, how was your experience? What was your experience after your secondary school? Did you continue with that lifestyle? Did it, degenerate to another level, or you stopped completely?
Well, I think after secondary school, so I didn't finish from that particular secondary school. I had to go to another secondary school.
Okay.
So I was a very artistic person growing up.
Okay.
A lot of artistic expressions. I used to draw. A lot of people don't know I used to dance too. I used to rap. I used to sing, and I was always on TV. So I always had these programs. I had performances outside, and I would be going for this program. So I had to leave that school. I went to the secondary school, another school. After I graduated there, I went to my first university. I was still doing my entertainment, doing my art, doing presentations, but I was using substances too. And it was just deteriorating. Like, it was a wonderful experience. After then, I had to go to another school. In that other school, I wasn't really interested in learning because my parents were the ones that insisted I have to finish school but because I was getting a lot of attention from the entertainment world, I was not really focused in school. I now had to go to another school. Wow. When I was in that school, that school was just like a secondary school. So all I did was just buy yogurt and cough syrup every day. I was not interested in school. I was just tired, and that was what I did. But I was still into my entertainment. But while I was in that school, there was one of my friends, and he lost his dad, and the dad was a billionaire. And we spoke, and we're like, yo, you're talented. Why are you in school? Let's leave school, come back to Abuja, and you continue with your music. This thing will fund, and that's why we came back and we started doing that.
You mean you left school?
Yeah, we left school, and his brother was like a billionaire. Like, there was funds every morning. There was funds. There was this. Like, the brother started buying cars, started buying dogs, there was drugs in the house, there was games in the house, there was a whole house to ourselves. Everything was just party, this, and we were going on like that for a while. But later, the brother started feeling paranoid, like, because of his money, people want to kill him. And he started reinforcing himself, buying guns, buying dogs, buying these things. But all the guns had licenses to protect himself. And when you have all these things, and trouble is not coming, you start going out to look for trouble. So I remember one particular day I'll never forget this day, on the 2nd of January 2011. So our friends, his brother was the nicest guy. I won't say his name, but he was a very nice guy. So he said he's going to take all of us out. So that day we carried 2 cars and we went out, went to Silverbed to go buy. We said we were going and put some money in the boots. So we're going to finish all this money, mint notes.
Wow.
And when we got there, we we were in Silverbed with his sisters and us, and we're just then, and there was actually nothing to use the money for.
Wow.
Yeah, because it was only ice cream, popcorn, playing games, whether those basketball games. And we're like, okay, let's go and drop the girls at the house, and we'll come out and we'll go and blow all that money. It's like, okay. So when we came downstairs, we reversed and we started coming out. If you know the Silverbed Galleria Road, if you come out of it, that's by Yarada Center. If you come out and you take the express. So when we came out, the brother passed us like by speed. So like, it's like he wants to race. So the person that was driving and the person that was in the front seat, like, bro, we can't drive this car. Let's switch. So when they switched, the other one didn't put on seat. The one that was driving didn't put on the seat belt. So as we came out of the road, like if you're going along that express road, the house is somewhere in another part of town. So I'm meant to take a sharp turn and go back, but the express is straight. So when we were moving on the express and we were moving really fast, we're like, wait, are we not going home to drop these people? Are we going, which direction are we really? So in that time, we just...
At this point, were you all, high up
the
there?
The funny thing was that nobody was high.
Okay.
But we were saying that we wanted to go, we're rushing to go home and drop the people so we can go out and go and blow all the money. And flex and do everything, get high, all those things, the excitement. And it was on the 2nd of January. And when we just hit that road, we hit a curve. We tried, because we were meant to turn. All of us were meant to turn. But he was driving fast and going straight. And we're like, are we going left? Are we going? And we just took a sharp turn and we just hit the pavement. And that's when the car started flipping. I never forget the song that was playing in the car. Oh yeah, come around. I like the way you roll. The car was rolling. Every time I hear that song, I just remember it. Car rolled like 4 times. And I like to think that when the car stopped, I jumped out. But when people tell us what happened, they said that when the car stopped, everybody was unconscious. That people had to come and hit the car like car. And that was when we jumped out.
Wow.
And this was like on the 2nd of January. This was like 8 p.m., 9 p.m. in the night. This New Year time. Everybody's still in New Year spirit. So everybody's on the party cloth outside. And we're in the middle of this big distant ditch. And when I jumped out of the car first, because I was the one at the window, and I noticed that my face, there was blood all over my face. One of my friend's sisters came, she was just giving me handkerchiefs, and I was just cleaning my face. I'll squeeze the blood, drop it in my face, and she'll just say, this ear that doesn't hear word. Like I had a cut here. I went like this. But the most pressing thing at that moment was, where is the driver? I almost said his name. Where's the driver? And we didn't see the driver in the car. So we had to move. When we moved around, we saw that he was unconscious. And the funny thing was that the driver was the only one with us that never takes drugs.
Wow.
That day, he just came to hang out with us because his cousin is part of our clique. He's the only son, the first son of his father, only son of his late mother.
Oh my Lord.
And he was just there to hang out with us because he doesn't take drugs. And he just came. After that, they were like, we rushed, we found Somo's body somewhere far off. He was still conscious. He was unconscious, but he was still breathing. Tomo was like 6 feet something. We had to carry him, put him inside the car, and go to the hospital. The mint money,
and everything.
The mint money that we wanted to go and spend
is gone.
Which gone where? Well, I saw that when they brought me into the hospital because they wheeled me in. I was seeing them putting it on emergency. You know, emergency ward in Nigeria, they won't treat you if you don't pay first.
Yes.
We're putting the money like this.
Okay. The money was used
for emergency. I remember I was just looking at it like this. I never forget that day.
Okay. And all these things happening, you were still out of school.
Yeah, I wasn't interested in going to school that time.
Okay. What was your parents' reaction? Were they aware you were out of school, or you kept it to yourself?
No. My parents kept putting me in school. I kept leaving school.
Okay.
So after this time, my parents were like, my mom was like, she's tired, I have to leave Abuja. And I think that was the turning point for me, because I left Abuja, and when I left Abuja, I found myself in Edo State. And when I was in Edo State, I didn't know anybody. I just knew my auntie, and that was when my story started to change. And my auntie is a reverend. She was ordained by Archbishop Benson Idahosa.
Okay.
And when I got to her house, her husband is also a magistrate.
Wow.
So when I got to her house, my auntie told me that in this house, we only have one room. I said, what is that, ma? She never told me you're a bad boy. She never told me you do drugs, because my parents were very vocal. My mom told everybody, hide your son. Kenneth does drugs. Don't let your son. My mom was very vocal. She didn't hide anything. Said if help will come from anywhere, let it come. But for now, I'm not going to hide anything. Okay. So my auntie was like, in this house, we only have one rule. I said, what's that? I said, we go to church on Wednesdays, on Fridays, and on Sundays. I was like, really? My auntie never said you're a bad boy, I need to stand. I was like, okay. And I was there.
So she
after
never created any room for you to feel judged or okay.
I was there. I kept trying to communicate with my friends. Somo was in a coma for almost 3 months.
Your friend?
The one that was driving.
Okay.
The one that doesn't even do drugs.
That was the driver?
The driver, designated driver. He doesn't even do drugs. He just came to hang out.
Okay.
Hang out with us that day, and he drove the car. Was in coma and even up till now, because I spoke to his cousin like some months ago, and the cousin said he never really got himself. He hit his head hard on the floor.
So in all this, would you say the accident scenario was the worst experience you've had through this? There are other parts you want to
see. There are a lot of moments, but I think this was the turning point.
Okay.
This was the turning point. Of course, we know that substance use comes with a lot of consequences.
Yes.
Social consequences, health consequences, psychological consequences, different consequences, of course, to your education, to your work, to your health, even in the family, in the community. There are a lot of things that can come from it, but this was one of the most significant ones because someone almost died. I've seen a lot of people. I've seen at least 3 people that, because of substance use, led to death at the end. But this one was something, and this was a turning point, because it was at this point that my parents said, they can't handle this anymore, that I need to go somewhere.
All right, thank you very much. That's a wrap for this week's episode of Narco Tales. We don't just talk about substance dependency. We honor people who rise from it. Thank you for watching. Please follow and subscribe. Join the war against drug abuse. Thank you, and see you next week.
The assets seized from the drug traffickers, normally there are procedures. Assets, normally there are 2 ways of getting the assets so that they will come under the custody, and NDLA would agree to disposing them so that the money will be taken to a designated account, a government account, a designated account. What we do, like I said, there is conviction-based forfeiture. There is non-conviction-based forfeiture. The conviction-based forfeiture is until you get the final judgment and conviction of the suspect before you get final forfeiture of the asset. But the non-conviction-based forfeiture, you don't need to wait for the court to waste the time before it finally gives judgment. That is why we use the Process of Crime Act 2022 to take the matter before the court under what is called civil forfeiture, that is get an ex parte application.
Don't do drugs, don't do drugs, don't try it though. He go choke you, he go steal your sunshine, he go shock you, he don't kill him any youth for my area, even for your area. When you start it to stop, it not go easy. As you dey drag am go, he dey drag you down. Water come out from my eyes, oh, when I remember all the guys, oh, where many of them kiki bucket, oh, some cut to socket, oh, make we don't forget, oh, no they talk it, oh, say, don't do drugs, rock up you see body, oh, don't go wound your busy body. If you die, you go sad, oh. Oh yeah, help me tell somebody. Say, rock up, you see body, oh. Body, oh.
This message is brought to you by the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA.